Hello everyone. Today I want to talk about another topic, and I'm going to try to do it in 5 minutes or less again. And the topic that's been asked a lot on my stream is, hey, I'm new to Hearthstone. I'm returning to Hearthstone. I have some gold and I want to spend some money, and I don't really know what the best way is for me to invest. Should I buy the Tavern Pass or not? From what investment on is this a smart thing to do? So I ran some numbers. I combed through all the different ways of acquiring cards in the game, and we're going to have a little bit of a look at what is the most effective way to spend real money or gold on the game of Hearthstone. So let's dive right into it. The Lich King doesn't want your soul, he just wants your wallet, you know? In order to have a look at this topic, and it's really complicated, if we look at dust, if we look at like golden cards and things like this, if we look at cosmetics, I basically took all of these out of the equation for this particular discussion because it's really hard to evaluate how much a cosmetic is worth to you, how much like a golden card is worth to you. How do we translate that into dust? What do we do with it? Do you want to keep some of your golden cards? If you have any questions on like more of the calculations I've done for this on golden cards or cosmetics, or you have certain complicated topics, ask them below in the comments. I did a little bit more research, but I don't think it makes a lot of sense to cover them because the value of these is very, very different to a lot of players, and therefore I don't think it's worth discussing. So let's stick to the numbers and a little bit to the calculations that I've done. And in order to basically compare all of these things to each other, the first thing that we kind of have to do is we have to understand, well, how do we get cards? And that's packs or like mini expansions. And in order to compare both of them, because from the mini expansion you get your cards like all together, right? But from packs you get a certain drop rates of cards, and they're quite different. So it's important to understand these drop rates. And Blizzard was nice enough to actually give those drop rates to us. And when you're opening packs, I'm just basically gonna ignore most of these golden cards here. But let's say for 20 packs on average, which is kind of like a reference frame I want to use because that's kind of useful way to compare things. In 20 packs, you get 1 legendary, you get 4 epic cards, and you get 20 rares. You get 1 golden common and 1 golden rare, right? This is like kind of what we want to remember. And this is what you get from just buying packs, which you can get in the store or you can get from expansions. And the 20 packs you can purchase in the store for 20 gold. So let's say 2,000 gold is basically worth to 20 packs, which gets you 1 legendary. So the first thing I want to look at is the mini set, which costs 2,000 gold or 15 euros. And the total cards you get is usually 35, of which 16s are commons, 14s are rare, 1 is an epic, and 4 are legendary. So if you just go by card quality and by rarity, what you should be getting is 1 legendary, 4 epics, and 20 rares, right? And legendaries being the most difficult cards to acquire, having a much higher dust value, you get way more. You basically get 80 packs worth of legendaries in the mini set. So right from the get-go, the smartest way to spend your gold, and this is really important, it takes a little bit of self-control. Save enough gold so you have 2,000 gold when your mini expansion hit. Mini expansion usually hits like 6 weeks after the first expansion, or maybe 2 months. But it's really important for you to keep your 2,000 gold. If you want to be very efficient with the money that you spend on Hearthstone, keeping this gold that you usually acquire from playing the in-game content is super important to acquire the mini expansion, and it's the best value in all of Hearthstone that you're going to get, because you spend 2,000 gold, which usually gives you 20 packs, and you get 80 packs worth of legendaries. And legendaries together with epics are kind of like the choke point of acquirable content, because those are the ones that will be limiting the amount of decks you can build or the amount of decks you will have access to. It's usually the legendaries. And let's look a little bit at this one. This is another way to acquire packs. You can either get them 100 gold for 1 pack, or you can use your real money. And I basically want you to completely forget that this site exists unless you like desperately need some cards on a new server. The best thing you can do is absolutely forget that this site even exists. And this is a way to spend money on the game. Because out of all the possible options of spending money on Hearthstone, this is absolutely 100% the worst. In no circumstances ever is this the best monetary value you get. So basically, forget this page exists. You can see you get like, with 2 packs, it's like 66 gold per euro is kind of like what you're getting. Whereas for, if we say it's 100 gold is 1 euro here, this is basically the conversion rate we are using. And you can see that even if you buy the packs here, for 40 packs, they cost 50 bucks. So you're still below, you're like at around 80 gold a euro. That's basically what you're getting at that point. So you're still below 100 gold a euro. And there will be offers in the shop coming up at decent points in the expansion that will definitely give you better value than like 100 gold for 1 euro. Those occasionally pop off, so it's always smart to like just invest at those times. I know that sometimes at the start of the expansions, you want to buy a lot of content at once, but I think it's smart to basically save up over multiple expansions and set yourself a limit on what you want to buy. And then the second part is the March of the Lich King bundle, like the small bundles. They're always available for those. They basically cost 50 bucks. They give you 60 packs, just compared to the 40 packs for 50 euros. You get 20 more packs than what you could get in the shop, and you usually get 2 random legendaries. And as I said, legendaries are kind of the choke point of acquiring cards in Hearthstone. And then, of course, there's the largest bundle, which is 80 euros, and it gives you 80 packs. So it gives you a little bit less packs per euro, but it gives you like gold packs, which have the chance to have golden cards in them, which you can then dust. And usually it has some additional value. Like here, for example, the Path of Arthur set has 49 death cards, which has a bunch of legendaries in it. So the 80 euro pre-purchase usually is the best, but of course that is a big asking price, especially 3 times in a year. And then the last thing you can get money through is the Tavern Pass. And the Tavern Pass, I did a bunch of calculations on this. I was saying the Tavern Pass costs 20 euros, and all you're getting from it is a bunch of cosmetics, which of course I'm not going to discuss here at all. Cosmetics can be worth to you whatever you decide them to be worth. But for the purpose of pure calculation, I decided that the cosmetics here are said to be worth nothing whatsoever, which of course isn't true, but this gives you a frame of reference. I will also upload the Excel sheet that I have made in order to calculate what you're getting out of the Tavern Pass, and I wanted to give you a general idea of how much extra gold are you getting out of your Tavern Pass just from the XP bonuses. Because the Tavern Pass has, on the one hand, it has cosmetics, and on the other hand, it has XP bonuses that then get you to higher levels and then get you more cosmetics. If you want to get around 2,000 additional gold from the Tavern Pass, you have to be able to reach level 203 without a Tavern Pass. So if you get to level 203 by playing without a Tavern Pass, the Tavern Pass will get you 2,000 additional gold, which is like kind of worth back the euros, and then the cosmetics are for free. I'll link all the description about this graph and how I arrived at it in a Google Sheet in the description of this video, which will also let you figure out if you're currently using the Tavern Pass and you don't care that much about cosmetics, which level you're currently getting with the Tavern Pass, which will of course be higher than the one you get without it, from which level on it is actually worth the 20 euros if you're purely looking for gold and acquiring a larger collection. It's kind of funny that there's this bump before level 100 in terms of like added value, but that is because the levels after 100, they decrease in value quite a lot. So before level 100, the experience you gain is much more gold than the experience you gain later. This is just additional gold. So somebody that barely gets like level 100 with the Tavern Pass is going to like perfectly time the added value that they can get. But somebody that reaches above level 100, if they buy the Tavern Pass, they don't really gain that much more gold, because if you already reach it without the Tavern Pass, the only thing you're buying is like the few levels after the Tavern Pass, and it's really not worth it. Again, this is all additional gold, and of course there's cosmetics in there that also help you a little bit. But I'll link all the calculations I did in the description below. So, summarizing, to be swift, the best way to acquire cards in Hearthstone or spend your money is save gold from the Tavern Pass that you get as a paying or as a non-paying player for the mini set. This is by far the best value for money as well as gold you're ever going to get in Hearthstone. The second best option is to buy pre-order bundles. Of course, the €80 bundle being the best. But what I think is generally smart, and I think this is really important, if you play a game like Hearthstone that has the potential to become really expensive, especially if you want to buy 3 pre-order bundles a year, which you of course have basically access to everything if you play a little bit, that is €240 a year, which I think is quite expensive. So I think for you, it's always smart to set yourself like a goal or a number of money to spend on a game. Everybody's finances are different, so this is of course not financial advice, and everybody can do with their money absolutely as they please. And I don't want to condemn anybody for spending too little or too much on a game. That's everybody's personal choice. But I think if you have a set amount of money that you want to spend on the game, this is basically the advice I'm giving. You do with your money whatever you want. But if you have a set amount of money that you get, from my calculations, if you don't play a ton, it looks like it is smarter to, for example, buy one 60-card bundle over the rest of the year, once a year, and basically take saving gold, like not spending too much gold at the start of an expansion. Even though I know it's super tempting to pour all your gold into packs at the start of an expansion, it's better to buy one pre-order bundle once a year than buying 3 Tavern Passes, because the value that you're going to get over time is going to be more. That of course also depends on like how much you love cosmetics and what you want, like how much that kind of stuff is worth to you, or if you're just trying to progress in the game. But if you're trying to progress only in the game and trying to get a full collection, buying one pre-order a year and then being super conservative with your gold and saving up some gold for the times you're not buying the pre-order is, in my opinion, if you don't like play beyond level 200 in the Tavern Pass, more beneficial to you than buying Tavern Pass everything. The third one is the Tavern Pass, and the fourth one is buying packs directly from the store. And I would just generally recommend you to just never do that, because there's really just no reason to it, unless you're like a whale and you have tons of money to spend. But if you're in any way trying to be effective with your money, which is I think the reason why you would be watching this, forget that page ever exists and don't spend money on that. Hope it was helpful, and as always, if you have any questions, come by in the stream or ask them in the comments below. I'll see you on stream, and remember guys, you all are valuable and you matter, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.